Celtics fans, I still need your help. We're trailing our Knicks Now channel here at Chat Sports, and the Celtics cannot be losing to the Knicks in anything, especially me here at Chat Sports. So go down, hit that big red subscribe button if you're all about the C's and hate the Knicks. I am Will Scott. Welcome in to Boston Celtics. Today, we're always breaking down the latest Celtics news and rumors, and recent rumors have connected the Boston Celtics to Carmelo Anthony after the Danilo Gallinari injury, and we actually have an NBA insider that has recently reported this. This is from Brandon Scoop B. Robinson. Carmelo Anthony has been considered a potential signee by the Boston Celtics in recent days, following Danilo Gallinari suffered torn meniscus in his left knee on Saturday, I'm told. Knicks are still believed to have interest in the former Laker, Thunder, Blazer, and Houston Rocket. Now, I know a lot of y'all are going to be reading this and be like, who the heck is Scoop B? This isn't Woj. This isn't Shams. Well, here's who he is. He's an NBA insider for Bally Sports, has a pretty big Twitter following. He's verified, has 38,000 Twitter followers, and hence the name. He's got all the scoops. That's why he's Scoop B. Robinson. So, look, he has had some scoops in the past. I don't know how legit this is, but still, it's a believable report. But do you believe the report from Brandon Scoop B. Robinson? I could say that all day long. Do you believe the report? Type Y for yes or type N for no. Do you believe the Boston Celtics are interested in signing Carmelo Anthony? I believe it. I really do. It makes a lot of sense, especially after the injury to Danilo Gallinari. And we'll get to his status in a second, but he could miss the first several weeks of the season. Plus, the Celtics, in my opinion at least, still need a little bit more of depth at the wing. Carmelo Anthony can do that. He was very good in L.A. last year. He's still good even this late in his career. He continues to be linked to Boston. Here's what he did last season in L.A. Played in 69 games, was pretty durable, 33.3 points, or 13.3 points per game, assists per game, 4.2 rebounds per game. Pretty good three-point shooter. The Celtics could use that, shooting 37.5% from distance. I'll ask again, because I know I asked this a few days ago, do you want to sign Carmelo Anthony? Do you want to bring Melo to Boston? Type S for sign or type P for pass. It is the pinned comment, so go down and reply to it when you get a second. I'll say this, even if Gallinari isn't out for a long time and there's a lot of stuff being said about, oh man, maybe I saw a headline yesterday that might miss the entire season. That's baloney. He might miss the first couple weeks of the season though, but even if he doesn't, let's say he gets back, first week or two of the season, I still want to sign Melo. I think there's room for him on this basketball team. When you take a look at what the Celtics have here, they have Tatum, Smart, Williams, Brown, Horford. That's going to be your starting five. And then they have a pretty solid bench as well that will be led by Malcolm Brogdon, Derek White, Peyton Pritchard, Grant Williams. But then you see Gallinari there. If he's out several weeks, it'd be nice to have someone fill that void. Who better than Carmelo Anthony to come in and have an impact on this Boston Celtics team? I think it makes a lot of sense. I think the fit there is really solid. I think Brad Stevens is probably very much considering bringing Melo to Boston. But one of the things he's going to have to think about is how will this impact the rest of the team, him bringing Carmelo Anthony to the C's. Brian Robb talked about that because Sam Hauser's a name you have to keep in mind here for a guy that can fill Gallinari's void. Here's what he said on Mass Live. League sources tell Mass Live that the team is very high on the 24-year-old undrafted sharpshooter who knocked down 43% of his threes during his rookie year in limited action. Bringing in a veteran like Anthony would eliminate the possibility that Hauser develops well in extended action presented by Gallinari's injury. Anthony is obviously more proven, but Hauser's numbers last year in Boston and the G League show he's a better three-point shooter, and it won't be hard for him to defend better than Anthony either. Bringing in a veteran like Anthony, who will be pushing to play, is far from a no-brainer when it's not clear he's a better player than some youth on the roster. It's kind of a reach from Rob. I think Melo's a little bit better than Hauser. Here's what Hauser did. 2.5 points per game last season, Played a lot of the season in Maine, but did spend 26 games in Boston, put up these numbers, 1.1 rebounds per game. Did have a very good three-point shooting percentage, 42.3 points per game. Here's what he did at UVA, and the reason he was undrafted is because he was a fifth-year player. You rarely see those guys get picked up in the draft, just a two-round draft. But 16 points per game, 6.8 rebounds per game, 50% from the floor, 41.7% from three. So the three-point number, the three-point percentage in college was really good. It's been even better in his 26 games in the NBA. He transferred from Marquette, had a very big impact on that UVA team in his lone season there. So I like Hauser. I'm high on Hauser too, but sign Carmelo Anthony, man. I want to see this happen. I think the fit is really good. He's going to come in and be a good locker room presence as well, I think. I think a lot of people would not say that 2.5 years ago, maybe 3 years ago at this point when the Rockets let him go and he couldn't find a spot. But I think Melo would be a good fit on the Celtics team. I think it makes a lot of sense. Shifting gears now to Danilo Gallinari, there's a report that he's going to miss about 2 months, not too much of the season, but 2 months from right now is what we're looking at in terms of return. So he suffered a torn meniscus in last weekend's FIBA World Cup qualifier. He was playing for Team Italy. It's fourth quarter. He was driving to the basket. It was a non-contact injury. It looked pretty severe, and when I saw the video, when I saw the photos, I thought it was going to be a season-ending knee injury. Luckily, that's not the case. So the injury is a torn meniscus. It's not as severe as initially feared. Sportando is reporting that he will miss 2 months, sidelining him for the start of the season. Sportando is a European basketball website, so they're very much in the know about Gallo. They're reporting he's going to miss 2 months, so we're probably not going to see him on the floor the first week to maybe 3 weeks of the season. Here's what NBC Sports Boston said about his recovery. While Gallinari's timeline could be extended depending on his recovery process, it sounds like he could miss no more than a month of regular season action. The Celtics have the depth to withstand his absence, with head coach Ime Udoka perhaps utilizing more small ball lineups featuring Grant Williams and/or Al Horford at center. This was expected. I'm not surprised to hear that he's going to miss about 2 months. We were looking at maybe 6 to 8 weeks, and I understand that Robert Williams just missed a month, but that was later in the season. It was a little bit more crucial to have him on the floor, not to mention he just kind of had a scope. Gallinari surgery, we don't know what that's going to entail, how major of a surgery that's going to be. Hopefully just something minor, a little cleanup in the knee. But if he does have to have the entire meniscus repaired or even removed, then you're looking at a more serious recovery. Not the entire meniscus removed, but a part of it removed. Then it would be a little bit of a longer recovery for Gallinari. And look, there's a lot of people saying, man, he should have been playing in that game. It's a FIBA World Cup qualifier. Hoopers are going to hoop, man. I mean, what were those Nike shirts that we were wearing back in high school, right? Basketball never sleeps. Basketball players don't stop playing basketball. This could have happened in a pickup game. This could have happened when he was practicing in his driveway. This could have happened at practice. It could happen anywhere. Look, yes, Chet Holmgren, I know a lot of people are going to bring up that injury as well. He got hurt, season-ending injury in a Pro-Am, but this is a lot different than a Pro-Am. He was playing for his country in a World Cup qualifying game right before Eurobasket, which is the European Basketball Championship. That was going to be in his hometown. He was really looking forward to playing in that. Unfortunately for Gallo, that's not going to happen with the injury. But Hoopers are going to hoop, man. I'm not going to criticize Danilo Gallinari for playing for his home country. No shot that I'm going to be someone to criticize him about that. Now let's get into our next story here. Were the Kevin Durant trade rumors a tactic used by the Brooklyn Nets? Because we did see this story earlier about some Celtics rumors that were talked about by co-owner Steve Paluca, talking about the Kevin Durant trade rumors. He was asked about it on WEEI fairly recently. He said this: Wick Grossbeck, the other Celtics owner, and I pay close attention to what's going on, and if we haven't heard about it, it's probably not going to happen. But I am shocked by some of the things I read, and then I talked to the guys, and it turns out we never even had a discussion about that player. But pro sports is funny. A lot of times clubs are trying to create a market to make a trade. And if they say we're interested, that's probably maybe to get another club to make a trade with them because they think they're going to take the player. So Steve Palooka, the Celtics co-owner, basically criticizing the Nets, saying, well, they kind of made it up that we were interested in KD. That's wild that an owner is saying that. And look, here's what I believe. And first of all, it's interesting because Ime Udoka and Brad Stevens both went on WEI the day it was reported that KD was staying in Boston. And that was for both of them, that was their first public appearance since the rumors came out. So thought that was interesting. And then after that, Steve Palooka goes on the radio. So, look, it's all interesting that they didn't address the rumors when they were actually going on. They're addressing them after the fact. But I believe the Celtics had interest in KD, but maybe not as much interest in what was being reported. You kept hearing the Celtics linked as the number one team, the odds-on favorite to get Kevin Durant, when I think the interest probably died down after a few days or maybe even that initial trade offer that we've talked a lot about. Do you believe that the Celtics KD trade rumors were true? Type T for true or type F for false down in the comment section. Go down, chime in. While you're down there, like the video if you love the Celtics. Thanks for watching this edition of Celtics Today. We'll get to you soon in a few days about more Celtics rumors.